Hey, what's going on YouTube? Joe here from Metafish. Hey, it's been a while. So I just wanted to do a quick fish room update, and we'll start upstairs in the living room. Yeah, I know it's been a couple months. Sorry, I'm super busy. Work and family get-togethers and just a lot of family stuff going on right now. And taking my son, he got his first turkey, spring turkey hunting. So the Millennium Rainbows are doing good. The ick cleared right up. I used ick on them, and there's still a king tiger pleco in here, as well as these angelfish are getting pretty good size. So these are available. These would be the large size. I don't know if I have them listed on the website right now. I appreciate all the orders. We shipped 4 boxes of fish to this week. These are the French Blue Star Endlers, and look at the size of that Anubias in there. So it looks like a lot of juveniles. They're not showing the male coloration right now. But I just added those to the website. The guppies are doing good. I should have this window open, so it's packed full of Guppy Grass. This is where I get most of my Guppy Grass from. These are the, well, they were sold to me as purples. They've turned blue, so I call them a blue spotted. They got pink spots usually, the males do. Let's see here. In different parts of their body. So there's some pink spots. And at one time they were entered into IFGA competitions. There's more hornwort and guppy grass. And I need to clear the duckweed one more time out of this tank. It's not getting a ton of light, but these are the tiger endlers. So this is one tank that I usually pull from when I'm shipping. Super healthy tank. And this is our Crested Gecko. Unfortunately, our beta passed away. Not entirely sure what happened. And these are plants from my mother-in-law. We had to clear out her house. She passed away. So some of you might remember when I had my daughter dump all the little cichlids. They were just starting to show colors up on top here. So these are all Apache Peacocks. They're all a little bit different, but some of them are starting to show some really nice colors. They're greedy. This is where I feed them, so usually they're splashing the water like crazy. So yeah, they're getting pretty good size in there. And we'll head downstairs real quick. Forgive the mess. There's laundry everywhere. And I'll be honest, I've been doing just a little more than bare bones maintenance down here. Been pretty busy, so I got decorations and stuff people can pick up if they're setting up a new tank. The muck guppy tank's doing awesome. There's still a couple white crayfish in here. This is where I put all the guppies and endlers that don't look 100% right. So there's quite a few neat ones you can pick from if you want to come down here and do that. This tank did get a water change, but I didn't clean the sides, so it's going to look horrible. It's been a couple months since I cleaned the algae. But we got some nice rainbow or angelfish in here. So, and then down there, there's just a few Guppies. These are the Doedroy Guppies, I believe. There's only like 5 or 6 in there. The Maltese got a water change, but again, I didn't clean their glass yet. So they're doing super good. I took a bunch to the swaps and auctions. We got another auction, or another swap coming up June 5th, I believe. That's the Tropical Fish Swap of Michigan. So these tanks are pretty sparse right now. I'm down to my last few. Let's see if I can zoom in here. I can't even think of the names. This is what happens when I record videos late at night. But they're like Brichardi cichlids. They're just more rare. And then these are the Multicolored Victorias. I think there's only one male left there. I took the rest to the auction. A couple of shrimp and plecos in here, basically. We feed them green beans. There's a longfin albino little baby in the back there. Most of them are hiding in here, though. You'd think there's no fish in here, but there's actually quite a few. That's probably a pleco back there. they're not big fans of the light. So these are Atropinus Goodeids. Haven't sold any of these yet, but if you're interested, they bred in here a couple times. So these are the ones that bred for me. And these are mixed guppies again. And just some Anubias in there, basically. Some of these are the purple, the blue pink spot, and some of them are blue Moscow. Kind of wanted to see what would come out of that. So this is empty. I sold all the blue-tailed Goodeids. Hopefully you're enjoying them. The person who bought those online. I'm horrible with names right now. These are the black bar Endlers, and they're all quite at the front. Yeah, they always crowd around this corner because that's where I feed them. My light burned out, so I had to get another stand-up light. This was also in my mother-in-law's house, so I'm repurposing it. I just put some light on the brine shrimp. There's some fish in all these barrels. That's why there's a airline going down to them. Basically mixed cichlids, a Lake Victorian, those dark ones. I'll think of the name in a second. Venustus, and then more mixed peacocks. These tanks are doing good. I almost accidentally sold out of my albino galaxy guppies. Everybody wanted them this spring, so I got some nice pregnant females here, and here as well. But they're really good at eating their fry, so what I've been doing is when the females are nice and pregnant, about to burst, I'm taking them and moving them to these jugs or fish bowls like this one, and then after they have their babies, I'll take the female out of here and put her back in the tank. And it's been working out real good, so I got a couple more batches of albino galaxy guppies. These are just muck guppies. These I got at the last swap. I appreciate that. These are the Store Endlers. They were just teeny tiny when I got them, but this female is going to be the first one to have her first batch of fry. So it's been about 5 months now. I think that was back in January time frame. And these are blue Moscow guppies. These are more muck guppies up here. There's some that look like Santa Marias, so if you want to buy some muck guppies from me, I'll guarantee you get some that look like those Santa Marias, which have been really popular lately. Everybody's buying up my females, so I might run out of females soon. These are the Trinidad Poecilla obscura. They're not the Endlers, but they're still really pretty, really cool. The males will start looking pretty nice there. I sold the green guppies. Those actually went to my sister. I only had 2 males left. They never really thrived. These are the wild... wow, names are hard for me today. Platies, the wild Platies. These are my one tank of my red Endlers plus a couple of Bozemani rainbow fish I have in here. So these are my red volcano Endlers. This guy I need to pull out. He's not full red and white. So I've been pulling quite a few out of this tank. But I have multiple tanks of breeders. So anything, I'm sure you just noticed a couple. They don't breed 100% true yet. I'd like them all to breed about like that guy right there. Nice and red like that. And the white's okay too. They look pretty cool like that. So it kind of gives them the volcano look, in my opinion. This tank's doing good. These are some of my angelfish for sale. And Geophagus Steindachner. Not too much new. I took most of the fish, and there's a Burchardi cichlid hiding in the corner back here. So that's a 120-gallon tank. And I got all my containers up top. And I took most of the fish out of here and moved more fish in. So now I have some of my blue Pinoy angelfish in here. I got quite a few blue Pinoy babies over here I've been raising for the last couple months. I'm going to put them in a 10-gallon tank here pretty soon. So half of them are blue Pinoy, half of them look more koi-ish. But yeah, these little babies are doing just fine. And then this is my first batch of blue Pinoys. So you can see they're about half and half. And then right next to them I got Tropheus, what are these? Those are actually the Red Peacocks. No, these are the Chipimbis. So I got Tropheus Chipimbis, I got Tropheus Red Peacocks, and I got Tropheus Deboisii. I got quite a few of those. So I haven't been, breeding many fish. I've been pretty busy lately. So I've been only working on the fish that I know are in high demand. So those would mostly be, I got a few rainbow fish I was breeding, mostly the Galaxy Guppies, the Albino Galaxies. And then I got to take Tropheus babies. They're so hard to come by and expensive and endangered in the case of the Deboisii, the Deboisii Maswas that I breed. So more angelfish here. I ended up getting rid of all the Mabuna that were in this tank. So these guys are starting to grow pretty big in this 110 gallon. These are two 110 gallon tanks. And then this is actually a 120 gallon tank. It's just packed full of VC10s, Interruptus, some different, there's actually some Lake Victorians in here, and they're not doing that good with this many fish. I mean, they're doing fine, but they're not growing to the size I was hoping they would. I've been keeping up on the microworms. So about every month I will put new Rice Krispies in here, and then I will get it the right water consistency with dechlorinated water. I'll add activated yeast, or I think it's called activated yeast. It's the live yeast. And I'll just take a couple scoops from the old container of microworms to start a fresh batch. So this thing's just teeming with microworms right now, and then pretty soon they'll start crawling up the side. I can feed them to rainbow fish. So I'm kind of bummed. I had about, 8 rainbow fish in this breeder box. They were doing awesome, and they must have all jumped out the back. I don't know if my sponge got plugged up here, but I think the cichlids ended up eating them. There's only one left. Those were Peacocks rainbows. Those are the dwarf neon rainbow fish. So still have blue dolphins down here. So these have been one of my best sellers on eBay lately. So we shipped out a good amount of them. And this will be my next batch after I sell through my 75 gallon in the other room. I'll start selling out of this tank. So this is a 110 gallon tank. And this is a 75 underneath the 110. And these are Dimitrochromis Stragatus. And I'm willing to let these guys go cheap because they need more room. You can tell some of them are males. This guy's got a lot of color here. I would bet a lot of money that he's going to be a male. This one especially, he's a big boy. But they're a beautiful predator hap. I've been raising these for 2 years to get them to this size. And the best thing about this tank, and if you have a big predator hap tank like this, or even a peacock tank, if you have mixed frog bit with duckweed, you can get rid of the duckweed. Just throw it all. If it's mixed up, you can't really sort through those pieces. But they don't eat the frog bit, but they eat every little piece of the duckweed. So this was just mixed, and I threw it in here, and now I have bags of frog bit. And this stuff helps clean the tank and keep the nitrates out. So I have it in here also. They ate, or I believe they ate all the duckweed. Yep, that's pure frog bit there. So they eat the little pieces of duckweed, but they don't touch the frog bit. So these are my Sunshine Banga peacocks. I sold a few out of here, usually by request only, but there's a couple nice males. If I had the light on here, those two in the back are nice. And they're getting close to full size now. I've been growing this batch. There's a couple females holding in the corner. But I got no ambition or time to pull. I know it's a really good line of fish, but I don't have any room to grow more Sunshine Bangas, so I keep hoping these two fish will pair off. They are the Veil Koi Angelfish, and they're full grown in this 10-gallon tank. But I think I need a little bit bigger tank for them to spawn in, but you can only do so many angelfish at one time. So breeder boxes, still got the blue golds. I've switched these 3 breeder boxes to just single Victorian cichlids. So they're hiding under there. This is a Hippopoint Salmon. Not the best picture. This guy's going to be hiding behind the back. He's probably a... oh, I can't think of it right now. And this is another Hippopoint Salmon, I would say. He's not colored up right now. There's the other one. But yeah, I thinned out these two tanks. I put a lot of baby juveniles in the 55 gallon over there. So these are yellow dragon bloods. We'll see what they turn out to be with the hybrid cichlids. Pundamilla macrocephala, that's what I was trying to think of. Those are those black cichlids down here. And the white labs, I haven't had time, but I have a lot of white labs, and they've been breeding right in the 100 gallon tank here. See if we can't zoom in on them. The babies are a little less skittish. So yeah, there's I got some nice white labs that are growing up with the parents, but they're skittish down there, probably because there's so few fish. And the Pundamilla macrocephala from Lake Victoria live with white labs down here, so they're doing awesome. All right, one room down. So I think everybody knows I keep buckets aerating here, just so when I have to do water changes on like Calvis or Tanganikans or even the Guppies, when I do those pork rind containers, those cheese ball containers, I like to use water that's been bubbling for a while. Then you're sure that all the chemicals and the chlorine's out of the water. So that's what that's for. And then I got all the fish out. I used to have fish in all my 5 gallon buckets, but managed to clean those out. And there's just some Christmas fulus. That's another Victorian fish I have there. These are more blue golds. These are my bigger blue golds back here. These are my Doadroy with collection point. Unfortunately, I lost the parents, but I do have a couple pairs here that I'm probably going to put together. So you can tell that's a male there. Super nice fish, and I have the collection points. So these are the Boise-eyed Maswa babies, some of them. This is just one Christmas Fulu male, and he likes it when his tank's like nice and dirty like this, so I don't even clean it. Like on some of the skittish fish, like Victorians, they're a little more skittish. I don't worry about cleaning the algae on that. He lives in there all by himself, and you can see his outline. When I feed the tank, he gets plenty of food. I just make sure that he's always getting fresh water and there's agitation up top. Same with all these. That's something I do every day when I walk through here, probably twice a day actually. Blue golds, because these breeder boxes, they will get plugged up pretty much right where the airline meets the little nipple on the bottom there. That's where it'll always plug up. These guys are going to be super hard to see, but they were cleaning their slate the other day. These are my veil-tailed Pinoys, and they kicked out the third wheel, and they have a full black background, which isn't good for viewing them, but they don't mind it. They're cleaning their slate, so hopefully I'll get some veil Pinoy blues. Taiwan Reef still not doing anything for me. I ended up moving my Chilotilapia Uchillis in here. I only had 3 of them. There's one of them picking at the sand right there. And then I also moved 6 of my Gunterai. They're a rare African cichlid as well, into here. And I'm pretty sure they're already in breeding mode in this 40 gallon tank. They really like it in there. So I have the other 6 in the other room if anybody's interested in those. Those are, I think they're called Chilotilapia Gunterai, actually. These are my Red Empress, Super Red Empress. They're doing awesome. So they've been trying to breed even though they're young. There's usually a couple females holding. And I know there's 3 males in here. So there's 1, 2, 3 males. So this group's doing good in the 40 gallon. It won't be too long, and I should probably only have about half that many fish because they're going to get pretty good size in a 40 gallon. These are more Geophagus steindackneri. They keep the bottom clean, and then they live in here with these swordtails. So I sold 1 male swordtail, so now it's just 1 single male Super Red Pineapple sword. And I got some crypts growing in the sand. Same for this tank over here, and some Java fern. You know, sand's not the best substrate for plants. I agree with that. Or that seems to be, a lot of people say that, and I agree with it. But as far as crypts go, you can just let them sit, and they've been doing good. These are Super Red Empress and Ruby Red Peacock hybrids. Some of them I've sold all the nice males out of here. Looks like these two guys will probably be next in line to start getting some color. Nothing really to look at there. I sold them all. These are my Chipimbi breeding colony. So I pulled all the babies out of there, and Mike Seagrass got the biggest ones. I think he got 20 some. And I have another 18 in another container over to the side. So they were just colony breeding in here, and there's quite a few that are holding right now. That one in the back there, she's definitely holding. But I just let them colony breed. It's a little bit easier for me. There's nothing in these 4 breeder boxes except some snails. These are a couple VC10 females and some, these are actually Yellow Blaze Lithobate hybrids. They bred with one of my Apache Peacocks, and they're pretty cool. I like how their body's nice and long, and they got that metallic blue color to them. So those are a $40 fish. If anybody's interested, I'll give you the best one. So the first person to buy one of these probably get that. But you know, I'm not trying to make sales or anything, but if you see this video, give me a shout out, go to the website. So these are more of my koi and gold blushing angelfish. So they get a 180 gallon all to themselves. This is also where I pull extra filters out when I'm restarting tanks and things. So these guys are starting to get some pretty good size to them. They're getting pellets now as well as flake. So yeah, I think my kois are some of the best around, and they're not going to be here forever. I don't have a breeding pair at the moment. So these are the blue golds. I usually sell every male that starts coloring up out of here. This is going to be the next one, so that's a guaranteed male. I ended up selling my breeder where these the Guntheri are now. I used to have my breeding group in there, but I sold all that during the last swap. These are just random cichlids that are growing out in a 55 here. Got some Dragon Bloods, got some VC10s. Nothing too exciting there. This is one of the babies that grew up in the tank. That's a Tropheus duboisii. And he's gonna start getting his stripes here pretty soon. And he's in here with all these big fish. So this is my breeding colony. This is probably my favorite tank. And there's a couple little ones that are scooting under rocks back there too. Every once in a while I'll actually pull the females that are holding out of this tank. She's holding right there. They always act a little standoffish if they're holding. She's got a big mouthful right there in the back. Everybody else is getting in the way. But yep, there's a little guy sticking his head out of that rock right there. Let me zoom in. There he goes. So that, it looks like that one's holding, but I can't tell. That actually looks like a male. You can kind of tell by their forehead when they get this big, full grown. But if I wanted to pull more babies out, I could from them. We kind of skipped these breeder boxes. These are yellowtail swordtails in here. These are more Tropheus duboisii Maswas that I got. These are white labs. I need to get them a little bigger home here soon. These are more yellowtail swordtails with a couple of super red plecos. These are fire Ugandas. There's one really nice male in both these tanks. These are both fire Ugandas. Lake Victorian cichlid. Super pretty males. And there's a couple Tropheus duboisii in here, and super red pleco right there. So in here is where I have my extra Tropheus chipimbis. The chipimbis are the red ones right over there. So I just got this bubbling. It's They just get brine shrimp and a little bit of green flake. Everything else is basically guppies. We're going to go through this real quick. These are tiger endlers. So sometimes I'll pull out of this tank. That guy needs to be pulled out. He's got that big chest. Not good. This is a different tank of tiger endlers here. These are blue Moscows. These guys are finally starting to pop off. Look at all the babies in there. This is one of my tanks of Santa Marias. You can see I got a lot of really nice males in here. That guy's not quite perfect, but so this is my new guppy group. I call these the clown puke guppies. Let's see if this will zoom in. Oh look, there's a Santa Maria in there with them. I thought I pulled him out already. There must have been a couple. But they got all different colors. Just like clown puke gravel. But some people really like those. So if you want clown puke guppies, let me know. We got them here. This tank's dirty, but it's another one of those. These are more of the Christmas fulus. I just don't clean the glass. There's like 4 big fish in there. These are my Alvarezi swords. A wild swordtail. Super pretty. Let me see if I can. Maybe if I go like this. They're usually not very skittish, but I'm acting kind of weird here with the camera, so. But super nice swordtail. So if anybody wants to try to breed those, that was my plan, was to get more of these Alvarezi swords and actually breed them in that tote over there. But I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I got muck guppies. I got an empty tank here. I'll probably put some rainbow fish in here. These are more Santa Marias actually. And these are black bars. And these are a lima something fish. I got it written down. They're kind of neat. Real shiny, nice. They're a live bear too. And these are my orchid endlers. They're called something else. I don't know. It's been a long day, I guess. The memory is going. It has been a long day though. So these are the same old. This is kind of where I pull some of my males out of. Just grow out tanks. So there's a red shoulder peacock here. He's pretty good size. Probably about 4.5, 5 inches. Real nice ice dragon blood. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Got some blue dolphins. These are Apaches. This is where I pulled most of the males out of this tank. Took them upstairs where you saw. So these fish will be just as nice once I give them a little bit more space. They're definitely breeding in here. There's one holding right there. This tank's kind of starting to clear up. I traded them with parasite food, anti-parasite food. And you can see my automatic water change behind me there. So I did have to pull out all my auto valves except 2 and put in manual valves. But yeah, this tank's doing better. These are ruby red peacocks. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. They're with my Dimitrochromis omniceruleus. These are my blue strain Eastern Happy breeding group, but I haven't been breeding them much lately. These are more Christmas fulus here. These are some angelfish that I got ready for sale. These ones are super pretty. The dad to this group of fish, he was gorgeous. He had blue in his mouth and face. And some of these are starting to show that blue-green. Super healthy fish. So if you're into that type of fish. And then you always have a couple runts. There's a runt right there that's probably not gonna, I mean, he's the same brother and sister to the rest of them. Oh, they picked his eye. Yeah, that happens sometimes, unfortunately. I got more blue dolphins down here. Just some plants, like randomly tossed in the mix. These are some VC10s I'm growing out. These are deep water haps. I was trying to breed these angelfish. They're starting to get to size, so I need to put a slate back in here. I only have so many breeding slates though, so Yep, more angelfish. So I ended up having to tear out these auto valves and put in these manual valves. So I have 6 zones that get automatic water. So I just have to open one up. So this is zone number 6. It was kind of a pain. So basically when I set up this system, I've gone over this a few times. Hot and cold water come into my mixing valve to get the right temperature. Comes down this line. These are extra filters. Carbon block and sediment, totally unnecessary. Honestly, these never plug up or anything because I have carbon block and sediment filters over there before it even hits this area. But what ended up happening is I had one valve start, it wouldn't open up. These cheap orbit valves are only like 20 bucks, these ones right here, and I don't recommend them. So what ended up happening is I pulled that orbit valve out, I took it to the store, I got a new one, brought it back, and in the meantime all my pipes had drained out because this was wide open. I didn't have any way to isolate this line. Like, if I ever did it again, I would put manual valves probably on these pipes, shut that, and then you kind of isolate the system. Because when I put all the other valves in, I couldn't get them to open either because they need so much back pressure. So all the water just kept flowing through all of my old valves, and I think they were starting to wear out too. But I couldn't get them to shut. I could only get it to shut as I put in manual valves and actually close these off to create enough back pressure for these automatic valves, the solenoids, to work in them. So it was kind of a frustrating night, and it doesn't bother me because this is just as easy, and it's actually kind of nice if I go through and I do a 50% water change with the Python hose, or I'm doing buckets of water and I get all the tanks semi-drained, I can just refill them all real quick with one of these. And I have automatic adjustment on the water for all the tanks. So that's my water inlet, so I can adjust it right on that little valve there. So it's all a lot of work, and no matter what you do, it's not going to be perfect. But right now, so zone 6 is open. Ooh, that was loud. Hopefully I didn't blow off any fittings. I opened it pretty fast. But yeah, so that tank's getting fresh water. This entire row is getting fresh water, actually. You can see right there. So I can adjust some of these to do more water, less water, but the big thing with doing it manually like this now is you don't want to forget about it. You can easily forget and go to bed and leave one of these zones on. So we've been having boiler problems. This is our on-demand boiler, which supplies all the hot water and heat for the house. So not really worth getting into in this video, but we've been having some issues with it. Let's see, VC10s, we got white-tailed ACIs, they're hiding back there. There's one albino. The Calvis babies are still doing real good. They've doubled in size up there. I don't really mess with the tank too much. There's a breeding pair plus a third wheel in here, and these are their little babies. A real slow-growing fish, but an expensive, beautiful centerpiece fish for a Lake Tanganyikan tank. These are my Bozemani rainbow fish. I don't know why I was thinking Doadroy. And these are the blue neon rainbow fish. These guys are starting to look nice. These are the Goldie-eyed Karai with collection point. These came from Eric Bodrock, actually. So these rainbow fish are starting to look pretty nice. I think there's 5 of them in here. So I'm gonna have to get them into a bigger tank and try to breed these. They're really rare in the hobby. And anybody who knows rainbow fish knows how long it takes to grow these guys. Those big ones, they're a solid 5 inches. So I gotta get them a bigger tank and start spawning them. See how beautiful they really can be. So right now they're in here with some more red Endlers and some Anubias on wood, and there's some Java moss in the back. And then, sorry, my voice is getting a little hoarse. These are ruby green cichlids. These are blue dolphin cichlids. These are the chromotilapia guntheri that I was showing you in the other tank. So there's 6 more in there. I think there's 6 more. These are more ruby green. You can see that's the dominant male right there. Really pretty fish. Zebra obliquidins from Lake Victoria. There's the male. Blue dolphins. Lots of them always in blue dolphins. These are Hippopoint Salmon. Front of their tank's a little dirty. These are just some random hybrid fish. So that might not be a hybrid. That might actually be a Sunshine Banga, but I would not sell them as that because I can't be 100% certain. These guys are starting to come out, the Calvus. So these are blue Moscow guppies. They're making quite a few babies in here for me. I was running low on blue Moscows. I got a few more grow out angelfish here, and these are also all blue Moscows also. And these were the ones from my pond last year. You can see all the babies in here. So I feed them a lot of brine shrimp. I'm trying to get more blue Moscows because I almost ran out. This is a batch of my blue Pinoy angelfish. So some of them are starting to look pretty nice here. And some of them just look like that calico koi type color. I'm sure they'll have a little bit of blues in them. And these are just a different batch. They're not the blue Pinoys, those are just the marbled. And these are the parents to the blue Pinoy. I wonder if I can turn on the light. I should have brought a flashlight. Tank's a little dirty. These are extra blue Pinoys I have if you want to get a couple of them. They cost me a lot of money. I got them shipped in from New York. And when they came in, they're about that big. So I'm finally getting some babies from them though. So patience pays off. These are just random cichlids. There's a couple Eastern Happies in there. These are the okay, I'm done with names, but these are the different Bozemani rainbow fish I'm growing up in here. I got some yellowtails, swordtails. This guy I'm trying to breed with blue Moscow guppies. He's mostly black. He's a really pretty fish. So he's got all these females in here. So I'm gonna see if I can't get a black Moscow guppy out of this guy. So let me know. So yeah, that about does it. Sorry it's taken me so long to do a video. I'm sure I missed quite a few tanks. I didn't go over anything really in depth. Oh, the plants are still doing good. We harvested about half the plants from these containers and took them to Grand Valley Aquarium Society auction. That's just Java fern. It's more Java fern. And this is a Nubius. But we took a van full to 3 different swaps this spring. So if it hasn't been a swap during the weekend, it's been a hunting activity with my son, which has been awesome, or a family get together or something like that. So I can't complain. Being busy is good, right? So I hope everybody is doing awesome, and really appreciate you tuning in. And get a hold of me if you need any fish or anything. And if not, that's cool. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it. Bye.